Welcome, my name is Colleen Tauke and I'm the sewing specialist for Fons and Porter. In this Sew Easy, we are going to show you how to use the V-Block trimmer by Deb Tucker. The instructions with this are absolutely wonderful and they're great in our magazine too. We have pictures to follow along, but I want to show you what block it is that we actually want to create. So in this quilt called Rolling Stars, you'll see these points on the stars are an unusual, the more difficult diagonals to make, and these are actual individual blocks here, each of them in a 9-patch type format, and we're going to show you how to create those so they're very accurate and easy to put together. The tool looks like this. It comes with great diagram here. It shows you exactly, so you'll remember what does the V-block look like, this is what it looks like, and then it has all these numbers. And that's the part we're going to try to demuddle today for you and show you how to use it to your advantage. Now this tool can be used to make 11 different sizes of V-blocks. So this is what we're actually working towards. I'll turn it towards you so it looks like a V. And what we're going to do is use the tool to cut the center triangle and the outer 2 pieces here. So let's start in the center. The first thing we're going to do, and in our instructions they'll have you cut the pieces off of strips, and here we've got a strip ready to go. We usually would go in and take off the selvage edge right away, but with the tool we can just leave it there, fold it over, so you can see here we'll move that out a ways. And what we're going to be doing is using the tool with the diagonal edge here. There is a broken line along here, and we're going to put that on the fold of the fabric, and we want a finished 3-inch V-block when we're done, and it does say 3-inch finished here. So as long as we have that dotted line on the fold, we can then go in and make our first diagonal cut. So we're going to come in here and cut away like this. Now this goes waste, so a little tiny piece, just missed it. Okay, there we go. So then we'll let this open up. We'll have our first set of triangles here. Now, in order to cut the next piece, what we do is take this strip and we're rolling it over, keeping the cut edges together. We're going to now place the ruler. There's a fine black line here along the line that we just cut. Line it up with the 3-inch finished along the bottom, and then we can go in and cut our next 2 triangles. And we'll continue in that same manner, flipping it over to get it positioned correctly, and then just continue to cut triangles off the entire strip. So now we have our first triangles. Now we need those outer side pieces. So we're going to bring in, again, we're going to use the same width strip for those pieces also. And what we're going to do with this one though is we are going to come in and use a straight edge. The ruler's nice and straight, so we're just going to come in and take away our selvages here so that we're ready to cut these outer unusual shapes. I'm always attracted to these kinds of blocks, and I always think, oh, I don't want to have to cut all those, but this tool makes it great. Okay, this time we're using the same diagonal we were cutting before. First time we were using that broken line. This time we're using the heavy line right next to it, and we're putting that along the straight edge of the fabric that we just cleaned up. It's going to come across at the 3-inch finished there, and that is the unit under there that we want. So we have our first cut like that. Now the trick is how to place this ruler to get it for the other side, because we need mirror image pieces. If we cut everything the same, it'd all be on one side. We wouldn't have the opposite side. So what we do is you pick up the tool and rotate it halfway around. And this time we're going to be cutting from the bottom of the tool. So we're going to slide it all the way down. There's a diagonal line here, and it says 3-inch finished at the top. So we're going to get our next wedge right there. First few times you do this, you'll probably be like me, you'll flip the ruler around a few times, but just 180 We're coming back to this side, and this time, remember, cut from the top. So here, get it lined up all the way. And then 180 again. We're going to just rotate it and cut from the bottom. So top, bottom, top, bottom. And that will create those pieces that we'll need to then surround our triangles. Okay, so follow the instructions on your pattern, or if you're making your own, you know that you need 2 pieces mirror image for every triangle in the center. So we'll pick up 2 pieces here, and we just need 1 for the center, and then we'll talk about the construction of how we put these together. Okay, so we've got a center. We've got pieces here that are for each side, like this. It seems easy, you should just be able to join them, but how do you line things up? That's usually the question. So we're going to go in and put the first side on, and you'll notice what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up these points here, and at the other end they do not match up, but don't worry about it. It's built in so that we have some to trim and our piecing will be perfect. So we're going to come in, take this to the sewing machine, and scant 1/4 inch set on our machine. We're going to do the first seam. In the past, a lot of times people would use templates to cut these, and accuracy gets to be an issue, and this is a great tool for creating nice patchwork. So we're going to come in, I'm going to just finger press this quickly for you. So you see, we've got that first side added on, and you can see that little triangle at the base. We're leaving it behind because it's going to be important for us in a minute. At the top, you'll notice this hangs off. That's okay. That's the built-in assurance so we can trim later. Now we need to join the second side, and as we lay them right sides together, you'll notice those little dog ears, they match up. That's the point where we know we're in the right place. Again, the top's going to hang off. So we're going to take that to the sewing machine and put in our second seam. We will have the perfect V block for trimming to create really accurate piecing. When we go to put everything together, that's always the clue, is when you start putting block to block, if everything matches up nicely, it just makes us happy in the sewing room. Okay, so finger pressing it open. Now, again, we've got pieces that hang off. That's okay, because this tool then allows us to go in and trim up that block to be just precise. These are great tools even to use if you're working with a group of women and you're doing a block exchange. That way, as everybody's piecing, it's a little oversized, everything's cut down, everything's sweet when you're done. Okay, on this tool, you'll see that there are V's, and at the intersection, we want the 3-inch block, so we're going to lay those black lines right along our piecing lines, the 3 here in the center, and then we're going to go in and we're going to trim 2 sides. So one side, and then the second. Take those away. So we've got 2 sides trimmed. We rotate just the block, not the tool. Come back in, line it up for our 3-inch. It's going to be 3.5 inches at this point. It'll be 3 inches when it's in our quilt top. There's a V, a hash mark there to put into the point of our block. So we've got it aligned here, and at the intersection of our V. And we trim the last 2 sides. See how the little inaccuracies go away, and you get a perfect V block. For more of our Sew Easy tutorials, visit our website. Thanks for joining me today.